Welcome everyone to our podcast discussion on a unique gold trading framework. We're diving into the workings of a company based in Switzerland that handles gold transactions with robust financial and legal procedures, ensuring all parties are secured from every angle.
Absolutely. It's quite detailed, huh? So, we're talking about Stretti Capital, right? They seem to have all these steps lined up from the buyer's letter of intent to shipping the precious metal abroad, ensuring strict processes along the way.
Exactly. Their process starts with the buyer issuing a letter of intent, and then the seller follows by providing a sale and purchase agreement, or SPA, which is signed by both sides to lock in commissions among all participating players.
Right. And then the buyer moves on to getting that bank comfort letter, the BCL, which really shows that funds are available and free, ensuring that there's financial backing before the gold even moves.
Yes, and what's interesting and maybe a bit unusual is that the process mandates that the seller has to deliver the gold to the buyer's airport in Dubai, all at the seller's expense, covering export, freight, and insurance costs. It's a careful balancing act to keep risk minimal. High. And
I see. So the seller shoulders a substantial part of the delivery costs, while the buyer takes responsibility for customs clearance and analysis once the gold arrives, correct?
Exactly right. And the quality control is rigorous, relying heavily on detailed analysis reports and certifications, like the original analysis report, certificate of insurance, airway bill, and so on, all requiring to be less than 5 years old. It's like a checklist ensuring every box is ticked.
It really highlights the importance of transparency and accountability. But I do wonder, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it a little risky for the seller to manage all those additional logistics while also being responsible for ensuring a smooth transaction?
That's a good point. The system is designed so that both buyer and seller have defined responsibilities, and there's a performance guarantee in place. If the seller fails to meet the agreed monthly quantity within the time limit, they face a penalty fee. It's almost like a built-in safety net for the buyer.
That does seem like a necessary safeguard. Now, what about the payment mechanisms? I've noticed that after the final analysis report, payment is processed via SWIFT MT-103 within 3 banking days, ensuring a swift handoff after confirmation.
Exactly. It's a streamlined process. After each shipment's delivery, melting, and analysis, the buyer pays the commercial invoice amount. Also, the purchase price is tied to the UK-based LBMA rate, ensuring that the gold's worth is anchored to a reputable international standard, which really adds another layer of trust.
With such detailed documents like the commercial invoice, export permits, and certificates of ownership, it seems almost bulletproof, provided that all parties respect confidentiality, as any unauthorized communication triggers cancellation and damages.
Right. And that bit about unauthorized calls or communications is crucial. It's a strict measure to prevent any mishandling or bribery that could tank the entire deal. There's no room for error.
I do appreciate that rigor, even though honestly it might seem a bit overkill for some smaller transactions. But I guess when you're talking about gold orders averaging 50 to 100 kilograms initially, then up to 450, 500 kilograms monthly, such caution is necessary, right?
Definitely, the scale justifies the level of detail. It's like constructing a high-security vault. Every aspect must be planned down to the last bolt to ensure the contents remain safe. Precision is key here.
Impressive indeed. So, in summary, Stretti Capital's setup seems to leverage careful financial instruments, clear procedural steps, and layered documentation to handle large-scale, high-value gold transactions securely.
Exactly. And by having a network of partners, lawyers, and bankers, they ensure that every transaction is seamlessly executed and protected from any unauthorized communication or accidental risk.
It's definitely an interesting model that balances trust, risk, and transparency with procedural rigor, ensuring all parties can confidently engage in these high-stake transactions.
Absolutely. It's a system that really encapsulates the precision and discipline required in modern high-value trade. Thanks for the discussion, and we hope this sheds some light on the intricacies of such transactions.
For sure, it's been a fascinating dive into the mechanics behind secure gold trading. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.